In the fall of 2019, the makers of the heartburn medication Zantac came out and took the drug off the market, completely off the market. They recalled it. They recalled it after the FDA actually noticed that it was producing a carcinogen called NDMA that would, uh, when ingested in the body, cause various types of cancer. We'd seen that same carcinogen in valsartan recently, that it had come out that valsartan was tainted with this NDMA, which is a byproduct of manufacturing generally. And we had seen it start to pop up in other drugs over and over. But the Zantac issue is unique because with the formulation of Zantac, when you test it under general circumstances or right off the factory belt, you're not going to find this carcinogen. It is actually produced either in transit or in the body. That the heat is what the scientists now believe is causing the mutation of this drug and causing the NDMA to be produced. And the long-term use of it, longer than 3 months or up to a year, has proven to be, devastating to the human body as far as the types of cancers that we're seeing. Obviously all the digestive tract that's being exposed to it, but also in the bladder and testicular and breast cancer. The effects of this, what was considered a really safe alternative, has been really shaking, I think, to the medical community. And if you look at JAMA, which is one of the major medical journals in the country, and they were scheduled to release an article that really laid out, we believe, the facts against Zantac and what had happened and why it was so necessary for this drug to be recalled. And it got paused. And the only thing that I can think of why it would be paused is they really need to get their ducks in a row. They really need to make sure that if they are going to say what happened, if they are going to put this type of clinical evidence out there, they better be ready for scrutiny, because the pharmaceutical companies are going to come at these authors of this article so hard that they had to get it right. And we expect when it does come out, hopefully, within the next few weeks or later in the summer, it is going to give the victims that have suffered these imaginable cancers and have suffered with them, not knowing why or how, they would have this without any history of such types in their family or otherwise, or any other risk factors, to know what happened here. And we are now looking at cases of various types of cancer that would be linked to it. If you go to our website at forthepeople.com, we actually have a quiz that you can go through and see if you qualify, at least on our initial look, as to a case that could be brought against the makers of Zantac or the generics. And we'll get the medical records and go through it and work with you to let you know what's going on and keep you updated as far as the way this litigation is going. But I think because it is a whole type of medication, it's a whole, genre of heartburn medication. There was the PPIs, which obviously have their troubles, and then there was Zantac, and then there's the Pepsids. That really the treatment for this type of condition, the reflux and the GERD, is getting harder and harder to track down. But as we've heard recently and many times, the cure cannot be worse than the disease. And when we are faced with the choice between the acid reflux or GERD, obviously there are some significant situations of it that need to be treated regardless of it, the potential consequences. But generally, if we're talking about stomach and bladder and testicular and breast cancer versus acid reflux, that risk just does not outweigh the reward. And so we need to hold the makers accountable, but we need to know what they knew, when they knew it, and how long they've known it for, because surely we haven't been warned or given the opportunity to evaluate that prior to these studies coming out and the FDA recalling the drug from the market. So if you have questions, if you have concerns, please give us a call or reach out, email or social media, whatever is easiest for you, and hopefully we can help.